Starter names are important due to the bonuses and negative effects they can give you. For example, giving you plus warriors or minus warriors, carry weight, and skill points. You can experiment when creating a new resistance on your name to see what you can get, but I highly recommend checking out the game's Discord as well as the Steam discussions to find this month's best name. Once you find a name that you like, do not worry about the stats of it changing. Once you create a character with that name and a resistance with that name, it is permanently with that stat. As you can guess, every month the name changes and resets. Now for a short command list of stuff you need to know. By default, if you hold in 1, you will get your weapons. You can select your weapons from here. Each bow has a different type of R you can use and select. Potion number 2 will bring up your usable items like potions, bait traps, and such. Potion number 3 is used for mainly commanding war parties, so don't worry about that until you have a war party. If you push in 4, you have your active skills, which you can select from, and then basically once you select your skill, you hold in G to use your skill. A quick and easy way to level up warriors other than doing work orders is using groceries and putting them in the camp for them to eat, and it will level them up. Another thing you need to know when starting out is if you go over to your horse and hold in said by default, you can bring up its saddle and you can transfer items over to it so you have an extra set of carry weight. Remember that the name is also important for the actual horse as well. It also gives you bonuses just like your starting name. You can increase the weight of the horse not only through its name but also by bonding with it. As you can see, my horse's carry weight is 70 and my own carry weight is 100, so I have 170 carry weight to go around. Don't worry, you can increase your backpack capacity using the skill here, backpack capacity. To sneak, just simply hit C by default. You can either hit C to double crouch when you hold it in, like so, making it harder for you to detect. You can also use X to do the same thing. To change from looking over your left shoulder and your right shoulder, press Q. Now a simple combat trick. When you're behind cover and your bow is down, just simply step back a couple of steps until you see your bow and you can fire from behind cover. Whenever your weapon breaks, just simply take out another bow that you need to use and put the other bow that has been broken back into storage, or just drop it as a broken bow cannot be fixed at the moment. And while we're on the subjects of weapons, durability also matters. As you can see here, we have 2 of the same rifle, one's regular and one's low quality. As you can see, the regular one does 360 damage with a loudness of 261 meters, whereas the low quality does 270 damage with a loudness of 287 meters. So quality really does matter when it comes to weapons, as well as lower the quality, the more likely it's going to break on you. Another useful tip is you can basically take anything out of any camp inventory as long as you're near a camp or any travel fire. You can transfer it from wherever the camp is on the map to wherever you are. Also, to keep in mind, different bows have different drop rates, as you can see right now. With the hunting bow, as you can see, as soon as it hits its limit of range, it just drops straight down no matter how high I shoot, whereas the war bow shoots a lot further before it actually drops, where you cannot see where it drops down. So keep this in mind when you're selecting the bow that you want. Another important thing you need to know is your Chieftain Skills. As you can see here, Tribal Gathering, Improved Hunting, Improved Gathering. Warrior's Weight. As you can see with Tribe Gathering, every time you upgrade it, you get more resources gathered by your warriors each time. With improved hunting, your warriors will actually be able to gather rare animal parts, such as buffalo hides and buffalo horns. So the higher your improved hunting is, the more parts it's able to bring back. Same goes with improved gathering, only difference is it's with flint, rare plants, mushrooms, parts when gathering. So I suggest that when it comes to the Chieftain skills, the 3 skills you should always upgrade and focus on mainly, as a necessity, is treble gathering, improved hunting, and improved gathering. The higher these skills, the more resources you're able to gather and craft. Now on to what I call the luxury skills, which are improved your warrior's carry weight, which, as I say, it's a luxury because of the simple reason you don't really need it at the start, but it is useful later on when you can spare the skill point. Unless you're trying to build up your camp fast, leadership skills should not be used until later on when you can spare the points, as it only attracts 1 more warrior per group. Now, onto basically moving items between camp. You can do it anywhere in the world as long as you're beside a campfire or a camp. And you can take any item you want, as many as you want. You can hold in shift to actually select the entire stack, or you can hit alt to select the amount, and then you just basically take it in and you can transfer it to whatever camp you want as long as you are where it is. When it comes to using warriors to craft stuff, you can do it 2 ways. You can have them actually go out and gather the actual resources you need for the crafting and manually do it yourself. Or you can simply, for instance, the fireweed potion I'm going to be making 200 of them each time. So I have them to actually on an order to actually make it because I can craft it. Which means if I don't have an order for them to actually go out and gather the resources, I don't have to worry because they will manually go out and gather whatever resources is needed for whatever I told them to craft in the order. Keep in mind that they will only be able to gather the parts for the order if you have the hunting and gathering skills required and upgraded to the point where they can actually gather those materials from plants and animals. As you can see, this is a list of the stuff that my warriors can make at any camp, but it's only the stuff that I'm able to unlock and have the skills for. So keep that also in mind when doing it. Also, to keep your camp safe, I highly suggest looking at any predators in the area and basically having your camp and warriors sent out periodically to actually, in a work order, hunt down those predators so that there's a reduced population in the area, which will allow you to have reduced casualties from those predators while they're working. As you can see in this area, the camp is specifically targeting bears so that the bear population there is reduced so they can work safely there. And as I previously just said, this is the list of everything I can craft so far. So this is essentially the list of everything that I can order my camps to actually make with the warriors. So just remember that when crafting. Smoke signal is activated. As you can see, there's a patrol here, and to deal with patrols in the area and places where it's unsafe for your workers to go out and do orders, it's essential to have smoke signals activated there, especially if you have work orders, because if you have work orders, your warriors will go out and gather, and if you activate the smoke signal, they will see the smoke signal and automatically return to their camp and stay in the camp as long as the So remember to actually use the smoke signal, especially around the borders like here, where the enemy is heavily around where my camp is down there. So basically have the smoke signal activated as long as you need it, and do not worry about having to go down there. There's a low chance that the patrols will actually go to the camp while the smoke signal is on, but they can still find your camp. It's just a lower risk of losing people due to patrols if your people are not outside doing work orders. Smoke signals also allow you to actually take your time and actually focus on one area or one half of the map and then go and circle around to wherever you need to go. So you can take your time taking them all out. So this is how smoke signals work. As you can see, I stop the smoke signal and they all go out together and do their work orders. As you can see, they're all slowly going out. And the way it'll work is it's not instant when you turn them back on. They will not instantly return. They'll go out to do their work orders for a little bit. And then after a short delay, they'll start returning one by one as they see the smoke signals. So keep that in mind when you're switching the smoke signals on and off to cancel and continue work orders. Another handy tip is to keep your settlements hunting and automated is basically to make sure you always have wooden bows at half the capacity of the warriors at least that you have. So if you have 20 warriors, make sure you have 10 bows, wooden bows always being made with the arrows, because of the essential reason, even if you're making hunting bows for them to gather with and hunt with, sooner or later the bows break, and if you're not going to keep making the actual bows, they will sooner or later stop using them and stop being able to hunt, so they'll just be useless when it comes to hunting. And that is why I have all my camps making half its warriors' capacity of bows and arrows for that, so whenever they're unable to make the hunter's bows and arrows, they can basically still hunt and gather materials needed to upgrade the camp. Another useful hint would be to always remember that you can transfer weapons, items, and parts from camps to you and then make and craft them on you if you want to manually do it for the XP, skill points for yourself, and then transfer the unneeded items that you just crafted into the camps that need them. So that way it's a lot easier for your skill points to go up and a lot easier on you to know where your stuff is went. Also keep in mind when you are near hostile areas or you want to fortify a area with more camps but there's only one camp in that area when you've conquered it / made that camp join you, is that you can always hit the settlement button and create another camp nearby in that region. The closer the camps are together, the easier it is for them to defend each other without using patrols. So keep that in mind whenever you're settling in other areas / the same area, as camps that are closer can actually help each other out whenever one is being raided by a patrol. And speaking of patrols, you can set up patrols by simply clicking on the camp, hitting the patrol icon, selecting the amount of warriors and weapons that you need and want to equip them with, and then selecting where you want to send them, and they will continuously patrol between the camp that they just came from and the camp that you are sending them to. Also keep in mind that they like to stick to the roads whenever there's roads there, so remember when you're setting up your patrols between camps to make sure it's in a good way of protecting more than one camp. So for instance, if there is no road, their path will be going through, as you can see, the way they order and gather, they'll go through the forest areas and over hills and stuff. So whenever selecting the two camps you want them to patrol, and you want to patrol them more than one camp, like the actually can. So for instance, I can up at the top in the middle of my base, I can send a patrol from there down to the bottom right hand corner, and they will patrol as much as those camps as they can go past, as well as on the roads, take out any bandits or any patrols. As well as patrols can also take out wildlife, so that's also a huge help and another way of keeping your camp safe and keeping them automated so you can do other stuff. Another useful tip is when you call your horse, you can only call your horse from 150 meters, no further, so keep that in mind. And that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you like this content and would like to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe for further videos. Also, please let me know what you would like to see next and whether this video was helpful or not in the comments below. Once again, thank you for watching. It is greatly appreciated, and thank you for your time.